is live. Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you, Zoom.
Raja has also joined. I can see him, but welcome, Raja and everyone.
Yeah, hello. I'm there. Hi.
Hi, Raj.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
Good
Raja.
morning. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Hi, Raja. Hi, Saurabh.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. So we'll start the meeting. So, Namaskaram, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A happy morning to each one of you. My name is Harish Reddy. I'm your sergeant today. I welcome you all to the Hyderabad Toastmasters meeting number 356. Can we have a big round of applause? There are few ground rules of the meeting. Do not talk about sex, religion, and politics. Please put yourself on mute whenever the speaker is talking. Avoid chatting in Zoom chat when the speaker is speaking. When the speaker is delivering a speech, try to keep your camera on because the speaker would like to see you while delivering his speech. Since the meeting is 2.5 hours, keep some water along with you. I forgot today, so I will go and get it. I request all the guests to register with the link provided in the chat window. The first 3 guests will be invited to speak during the break session, and they will also receive a Toastmaster International e-magazine. What you can learn from this meeting can be reflected in the club's mission statement. Let me read it out for you. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, to take the meeting forward, I am calling a passionate Toastmaster. She is a Hyderabadi by heart and a Calcutta by mind. She is passionate about her profession and believes that empowering people will bring a real change in this society. Without further delay, let me call the presiding officer for today's meeting. She is the president of our club. Put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Jeshosri.
So much, Toastmaster Harish. A very good morning to all of you. I think after a long spell of rains, we finally have some sun, but I can still see the clouds on the sky. So, welcome once again. I would like to read out a statement that I yesterday got from the internet, which says that, am I audible?
Yes, Jashu, you are audible.
Okay.
Yes,
It says that you should always celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how big or small it is. And in HTM, that is Hyderabad Toastmasters, we feel highly accomplished with a member's achievement. With this, I would first like to welcome all the guests, all the visiting Toastmasters from other clubs to HTM's meeting number 356. And as Harish said, that you have already clapped for us, but for me, can you clap once again? Thank you. Thank you so much. So I will start with saying the few announcements on the achievements of our members. I'll share my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible or not. Can everyone see my screen?
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, Toastmaster Pragya. Toastmaster Pragya is also a member of Vision Toastmaster. Dr. Prasad may be knowing, so I guess she's not here today. She's with the Vision Toastmasters meeting. Pragya has been an outstanding Toastmaster, which has been announced and recognized by District 98. So very big congratulations to Toastmaster Pragya. I got this picture from Facebook. I thought this is the most appropriate one. Pragya in action. Please a big round of applause for her. Okay. Our next achievement is by Toastmaster Nivedita. I don't know whether she's here today with us. She has completed her level 4 in effective coaching pathways. Please give her a big round of applause for her too. Okay, a few updates now. What has happened last few weeks in our clubs? Since the contest season is coming up, we are or HTM is organizing a few education sessions on evaluation and humorous speeches as well. So last week we had Toastmaster Manasa Inampuri with us, who took a 1 hour full session on giving effective evaluation for a speech, and that was really a very good educational session, I must say, with some demonstrations and also evaluation of the evaluation. So it was a very powerful session, I would rather say. Yesterday, we had a knowledge sharing session by one of our ex-HTMer, Toastmaster RK. He shared about his journey as a mentor. He's in his professional life, he's mentoring students and professionals. So he shared he had a small session with us, which was titled as the purpose of your life. It was also indeed a very, very powerful session. It actually pepped me up. Yesterday evening, it was very rainy and I was quite down, and that session was really energetic. So thank you to our members, to our EC members who organized it, Lokesh, Rahul and others. And we are looking forward for such more sessions, and this is open to more or less all ex-Toastmasters as a...
Jisha, sorry to interrupt you. Sushil, can you mute everyone, please?
Yasha, you unmute and speak.
Yeah, thank you. I did. So thank you. So here I stop my screen. Okay. So, as I said, our contest season in Toastmasters is around the corner. In the coming weeks, we will be having our club's contest, humorous speech and speech evaluation contest. Today, we have a speech education session on how to craft a humorous speech. So, as I was saying that today we have an education session, but also we have another surprise. Today our club has 2 guests who are going to grace our meeting with their mesmerizing presence. Let me introduce the first guest. It was a very tough job for me, I must tell you. Why so? Because I felt, how do you introduce a person who is already well known, who is already famous? What extra do you say? It was very tough for me. However, I made an attempt. I hope it will be a successful one. Disclaimer, Raja, I took it from your FB profile without your permission. Please excuse me for that. He is a Harvard graduate, PhD in philosophy, and produced many research papers at Stanford. Well, this is what his father wanted him to do. He's not doing any one of this. So what he's doing is into much nobler profession than what I said. He's making people laugh. And I think there is nothing noble than this, how to make people laugh. Yes, our first guest today is a well-known stand-up comedian and a Toastmaster. So he's a Toastmaster as well as a well-known stand-up comedian. Many of our guests must have seen him on YouTube or must have seen his live shows. His home club is LN Toastmasters. Please join me in welcoming Rajashekar Mamidana, or what we call RSF. Today, he's going to tell us how to craft a humorous speech in his own unique way. So Raja, please take over the stage. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, the host has asked me to
Hi.
start the video, but I already started the video. Yeah, hello, everybody. First, thank you so much. I think, but Jashoshi, that introduction has been there from 2012. I think all the old timers in HTM, they might have already known the introduction, but that's okay. Vijay is like, I know this 3 years back only. Fine. So, but thank you so much for having me here. I think this is like 1 year due this session because last year Jashoshi asked me, can I do a session? And because of some circumstances, I couldn't do it. But finally, I'm here. I'm really happy. Whenever I come to HTM, I'm happy also. I'm scared also. Happy because I'm really happy and scared because what else you want me to say? Because you heard everything and anything for me from the last 12 years. I think some of them, okay, fine. Anyway, we'll start off. Okay, now humorous speeches are coming up. So I'm really hoping that most of you will take part in the humorous speech contest. And I hope you give a speech for 5 to 7 minutes. And either way, it's going to be great experience. Like if you give a speech for 7 minutes and everybody laughs, that's fantastic. And if nobody laughs, that's also fantastic because you already have a speech for international speech contest, which is going to happen in 6 months. So either way, I think it's a great thing. And I'm really surprised that all of you have switched on your videos because I've done sessions in different clubs. Nobody switches on their video and audio. Like I'm just sometimes it's like I feel like I'm talking to myself, which is anyway a stand-up comedian does, you know. As a stand-up comedian, I go on stage, I talk to myself most of the time, and sometimes there'll be an audience laugh track in the background. And for me, as a profession from last 1.5 years, it's been really tough to adapt to this online shows because when you do offline shows, only I'll have the mic, right? But when you do online shows, everybody has a mic. So some people think they can disturb me in middle of the show. They start telling their own jokes. There was one time where one guy attended the session. He started performing for 45 minutes. He only paid 500. He was only performing. So I just listened to him and said, well, thank you, sir. No job satisfaction at all, you know. And sometimes online shows, people join from different areas of their home. Now, there was one guy who joined my show while washing his dishes. I mean, I appreciate he's going against patriarchy, but still, man, like you don't join a humorous session while doing dishes. And there was one guy, this is the highlight. This guy joined the session while jogging. First of all, why are you jogging in the evening? Okay, fine, you're jogging in the evening, wonderful. But why did you join a stand-up comedy session while jogging, man? He attached his mobile to this arm and like he was just like, you know, I'm just looking, his face is going up and down for me in the screen. I had to request him, sir, please don't do this. And every now and then online sessions, like sometimes internet goes off, right? And you keep asking, am I audible? Am I visible? That has become so habitual for me. When I did the first show 1 month back, live show, I went on stage and said, am I audible? Am I visible? And people are like, hey, what are you doing? Bakwas fellow. So, but it's fine now. We have adapted. Online shows are fantastic. I really enjoy now because one great thing about online shows is somebody is not laughing, we can remove them from the show. And then later on, if they complain, we can say it's a technical glitch, you know. And Toastmasters too, I have a great time. But there's this one thing which I realized in every Toastmaster meeting. I think we should definitely ban it. I don't know whoever are the district leaders, if they are there in this meeting, I would request them, please consider this and ban this particular aspect of Toastmasters online meeting. That is, at the end of the meeting, one guy will come up with an idea. Let's take a picture. Why? And did you realize that it's just a screenshot, right? And whoever is taking the screenshot, only that guy looks good. Rest of us, we are just picking our nose or like our face is blurred. And next day they post it on social media. I can't see myself. Only the guy who's taking screenshot is looking good. You know, I think we should ban this in Toastmasters. I'm just joking. So till now, whatever I have done because I just wanted to prove to you that I can make you guys laugh. Otherwise, sometimes what happens is you do a session and then you will be like, what? This guy is doing a session is not even funny. So now that I have proved that I'm funny, next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we'll spend time analyzing why I was funny in the first 2 minutes. Okay, now at any given point of time, you have any questions, you guys can keep it to yourself and ask me towards the end of the session. And we have a timer here who has pinged me personally. Sir, when do you want me to show the light? Timer, you can show me the light when I stop. So that would be a great thing to do so that We don't disturb each other's job. Huh? So no, I'm just kidding. So you can show me light at 35 minutes probably. I'll stick to time. So I have 40 minutes, right, or half an hour?
You have 40 minutes, sir. Can you repeat, because there was some technical glitch?
Yeah. So it's okay. I think you're just playing with me, but fine. You can show me time, the flag, green color flag at 1 hour 32 minutes. Okay. Okay. Show me at 35 minutes. I'm sorry. Show me at 35.
Sorry to interrupt, Rajashekar.
Yeah.
So this include Q&A also, 40
Of course.
minutes.
Yeah, I know. So there was a club meeting where I was forced to do entire session and Q&A in just 5 minutes. And I did it. So I think I've done enough sessions where I can adapt my session timings to any time. So don't worry about that. If you want, I can finish it right now and I'll leave. But HTM.
Sajana Tam should have also told to keep handkerchief also, because we need to wipe our laughing tears. Anyways, please continue.
Yeah, thank you. I was just hoping that you will be like that guy in my show who will continue the session on behalf of me, but that's okay. I'll continue. There is indeed a lag sometimes in between. Rahul Jain is telling there's a lag in between. So is there a lag in between? All of you are facing the same thing, or only Rahul Jain is facing the?
No, now it is
No,
fine.
we are all facing.
You're
We
all
are
facing.
all facing. Yes, that's
No, lag is not in the live as such, like in the session when I'm doing the internet.
Yes.
In understanding the jokes.
Okay. Oh, while understanding the joke. Okay,
Some
but
of
right
them.
now there is a lag in the internet, or is this fine? Or should I do something about
Right
it?
now it is fine.
It's good, Rajashekar.
Okay. Because I am not in Hyderabad. I'm in Kottagudam, which in itself a lot of people don't know what is internet. So I'm in a place where nobody knows what stand-up comedy also. The other day, one of my relatives was asking my dad, "What does your son do?" And my dad just replied, "He just keeps shouting at a laptop." So that's my profession now. What is stand-up comedy? I shout at laptop. So if at any given point of time, if there's a lag, just type it in the type it in the chat box, and then probably I'll try to repeat the line which I had just said. Okay. So now we'll get to the session. So humorous speeches are in Toastmasters. It's very easy to give a humorous speech, because if it works, it's a humorous speech. Otherwise, it's an inspirational speech. But having said that, in contest, people will expect you to make you laugh. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to talk much about the technical. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. And whatever I know about humorous speech writing, I'll share and I'll keep it in front of you. I was just kidding when I said you ask questions later on. You can ask me anytime you want to, but I'll be most of the time crystal clear. Okay, so we'll just go ahead with the session. Before we get to the speech writing, there's this one question which I want to ask you. Why is it a lot of people find it very tough to give humorous speeches than serious speeches? Can anybody answer? Why is it like humorous speeches are tough?
I find it
To
very
make people
difficult.
laugh.
Okay. Somebody was saying I find it very.
I find it very difficult to, how to start my script.
Okay.
And what are the aspects I should consider for writing HSC?
Okay.
And also, what I feel that what is a joke
Any
for
other
me,
answers?
what
Why
is
is
a
it tough for
humorous
a
speech for me? I mean, what is a humorous for me? It can be a serious thing or it can be non-understandable joke for somebody. So for me, thinking that if this going to be laughable or not is a good question and make me realize, let's stop it there.
Oh, that keeps happening every time, Shitanshu. Like there was times like where I keep writing jokes, I was laughing like crazy, and when I tell it on stage, nobody laughs. So it's fine. I think that's how we go about writing jokes. Okay, one of the main reasons why a lot of people find it tough to give a humorous speech is because the feedback is immediate. Then and there, the feedback is there for you. If they're not laughing, the speech is not working. But whereas the inspiration speech, like for 7 minutes, you think you are inspiring them, even the audience are thinking about the spouses. You are still in the belief that you are inspiring them. But whereas for humorous speech, right there, you know that you're not working. It's not working. So that is the reason why a lot of people find it tough. The only antidote for this is to go on stage and be shameless and give as many speeches as possible. You don't stop giving humorous speeches. At one point, audience will be like, fine, we will only laugh. So like that is what happens. Okay, so you just keep giving the speeches as much as possible. I think there was a lag again, no? Now I become self-aware also. Okay. Fine. Okay, we'll get to the session. So before writing the speech, one of the first things you need to ask yourself is, there's a difference there are like two aspects of speech writing. One is specific purpose, the other one is general purpose. Did you guys hear these terms at any point of time? Did last time when Manasa covered the evaluation session, did she speak about general purpose and specific purpose? So usually how general purpose and specific purpose works is by default, every speech, whoever gives the speech anywhere across the world, by default, the speech will have a general purpose. Now, what the speech may not have is a specific purpose. And that is the reason specific purpose is very important for us. Now, how do you define a specific purpose? You can define a specific purpose by simply asking yourself a question: what I want my audience to do after listening to my speech. Now, this is not a message per se. You know, when I say what I want my audience to do after listening to my speech, it need not be message. It just have to be a point. There has to be some point you are trying to convey when you're on stage. Now, what is that point? That is a specific purpose. Now you connect this point with the general purpose. There are 4 types of general purposes. One is to inspire, to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. If you are inspiring and persuading through your point, then that becomes a message. If you are informing and entertaining the audience, that becomes a point. You understand? So that's the difference. But every speech by default should have a specific purpose. If you don't have a specific purpose to your speech, then you don't have right to go on stage. As simple as that. Cool. Don't waste audience time and your time. Now that is the main difference between stand-up comedy and humorous speech also. A stand-up comedy doesn't need to have a specific purpose. It's just a collection of jokes. But whereas a humorous speech needs to have some point you are trying to convey. That point need not be a message you are giving to the audience. It could be as simple as how tough it is to navigate through traffic in Hyderabad. That's not a message. That's the point you are trying to convey. You understand? So like that, you just need to have some point you're trying to convey, and you keep beating the point throughout the 7 minutes in your speech. So before writing a speech, you need to determine what is the specific purpose of your speech. Cool. Now we'll go ahead with the basic structure. There are like 5 points which I want to tell. Point number 1, topic selection. I think Lokesh has already asked what topic to select and everything. The thumb rule is very simple. 80% of the audience should be able to relate to your topic. Okay, now even in a great speech, great humorous speech, out of 100 people, 1 person may not like your speech. That's okay. Let him die or let him become a district director, whatever. Like it's up to them. Sorry. Okay. I'm really sorry. Some jokes will be like this, but you just have to ignore. Okay. So what happens in HTM stays in HTM only. Okay. So now, or maybe it's okay, fine. So first topic, 80% of the audience should be able to relate to your topic. Now, let's say, for example, in the beginning, when I was talking about the online meetings and everything, or online shows, it was relatable to all of you, right? Because all of us have gone through the same experience in the last 1.5 years. Let's say if I had come here and let's say if I speak about how it is in my hometown, that may not be relatable to most of you because I'm in my hometown. That's not relatable. So online meetings is a more relatable topic for me to select when I was starting this session. Cool. So that's the first thumb rule. 80% of the audience should be able to relate to a topic. Now, how do you know 80% of the audience? So what you have to do is you have to keep talking to your friends. I'm sure you have friends, right? Not all friends are same. Like every friend has different qualities. They have different backgrounds. You keep checking with your friends. If you have 10 friends, ask them, hey, is it relatable? If I talk about this topic, is it relatable? Out of 10 friends, 8 people say that, yeah, it's relatable. Then wonderful. Go ahead with the topic. Out of 10 friends, 8 people say it's no, then change friends. You know, it's just a very simple process. So you have to keep talking. You ask people whether it's relatable or not. That's the first thing. Second thing, once you have selected the topic, second thing, you need to determine the point you want to convey through that particular topic. Let's say if I have selected a topic called online meetings, what I conveyed was how difficult it is for a comedian to do online shows. Right? That was the point I was trying to convey. Though I was making fun of the audience and different kind of audience and what happens. So, but the underlying point is that I was trying to convey that online shows are tougher than the offline shows. Cool. That's the second point. The first one, topic selection. Second one, try to convey a point through the topic which you have selected. Now the third one, every topic you need to come up with observations, right? Like, so every topic you'll have some observation. Let's say, for example, if you're driving on the road, you see a pothole. That's an observation. Everybody will observe that. What do you do about a pothole? It's a different story, but you observe pothole, right? In the same way, every topic will have some observation. Let's say, for example, we talk about social media. Can anybody just throw some observations about social media, which everybody can relate to? Anything? Any
Morning, we
observation?
wake up, first thing we check is social media.
Social media, yeah.
Sharing
Yeah,
whatever good, bad, and everything.
Good, bad, and ugly, everything. It's a garbage.
Garbage bin.
See, Ajit already had a point to convey in the, like social media is the topic, and the point is it's a garbage bin. So that's a wonderful thing. Okay. Any other observation? Like you have to be more specific in the observation. Like for example,
Everyone looks
Fake
good on
news.
social media.
everybody looks cool on social media. Okay.
Looks good on social media.
Yeah, some people are. Yeah. Any other?
Fake news.
Fake news, okay? Fake news, fine. Now, let's say, for example, right now, we have come up with some 6-7 observations from different people. Now, out of these 6-7 observations, you need to once again go back to your friends, those 10 or 8 people who have remained, and you ask them, what are the observations which are relatable to you? So that is one step which is common in all the 5 steps which I'm going to tell. Till now, we have covered 3 steps, just for your information. This is the 3rd step we are in, okay? Sometimes people forget, so I just keep reminding them. So, but every step, you have to keep time wasting only. Thank you, Mamta, for the feedback about the session. Generally, I take the feedback about the session after the session, but that's okay. You told it right now. I'll take it. It's fine. Sometimes we waste time like this in Toastmasters. It's called education session. Okay, fine. No, I know. You're talking about social media. It's fine. I'm shameless that way. Fine. Even if it is about myself, I can't do anything. I'll just speak for another 20 minutes and I leave. So you need to keep asking whether it's relatable or not. So observations are very important. Like in the in what I spoke in the first 2 minutes of this meeting, where I was speaking about online meetings, I spoke about like few observations. People join in different areas from their life. That's observation, right? I'm sure all of you would have also seen. Some people are joining from the terrace. Some people are in the bedroom. Until Zoom came up with these backgrounds. Like we are all joining from different places. Like for example, this is my original background. This is not like a fake background. This is the original. This is the original wall. So whenever I do social, I do it from here only. But I have my friends. Their background is not that great. They're like poor community, not doing well. So they have like a fake background. So it depends. So until Zoom came up with background, we are all joining from different places. So that's the observation which I came up with, and I made fun of how people are joining while jogging, how people are joining when they're washing dishes, all these things. Now that is the 4th point. For every observation you come up with, you have to come up with an example for that particular observation. Cool. My observation was people join from different areas, and my examples was one guy was washing dishes, one guy was jogging. Cool. These are the examples. So for every observation, you have to come up with examples. So the first point, topic selection. 80% of the audience should be able to relate to your topic. Second point, there should be some point you want to convey through your topic. Third one, come up with observation. For a 5 to 7 minute speech, you can come up with maybe, let's say 10 observations. Out of those 10, you can like cut down to 3. And for these 3 observations, the 4th point is come up with examples for these 3 observations. Cool, till now clear? Now, whatever I told till now, these are all basics of any kind of speech, not just humorous speech. This is how you write a serious speech also. This is how you write any speech also. I just told it in a simpler manner. Whatever Toastmaster tells through different manuals, I told it in a very simpler manner. What happens, how to craft a speech till now, the 4 points. But what separates a serious speech to a humorous speech is the 5th point. And the 5th point is every joke has a structure. Every joke has a structure. And the basic structure of a joke is that it has 2 parts to it. The first part is called setup. You set up the audience in such a way that entire audience, almost 80% of the audience, are at one level of thinking. Let's say, for example, if I tell you, I have a car. Depending on the car you drive, or depending on the car you want, or depending on the car you hate, some car comes to your mind, right? All of you are not at the same level of thinking. But if I tell you, I have a Maruti Swift, for most of you, Maruti Swift would have come in your mind, right? I say most of you because some of you wouldn't have seen Maruti Swift. It's like auto only, but yeah, so fine. That would have come in your mind, right? So that is called setting up the audience. You have to be so vivid in setting. And the second part of a joke is called twist. Setup and twist. These are the joke structure. This is the basic joke structure. Okay, whoever makes you laugh. It doesn't matter who that is, whether it's me or one of you or Jim Carrey or whoever it is, whoever makes you laugh. They made you laugh because they set it up well. and they gave a twist which you did not expect. Like even when I was talking about Maruti Swift, I told it looks like auto only. That you did not expect. That's why you laughed. That's a twist. In the beginning also, when I was talking about jogging and everything, dishes, so you are doing dishes wonderful, you are going against patriarchy, that you did not expect. That's why you smile. You understand? Every joke which worked in this session so far, it worked because I set it up in such a way and I gave a twist which you did not expect. Cool. Now, how do you set up? You set it up in different ways. You set it up in different ways. You can set it up depending on your strengths as a speaker. Some of us are good at English. You set it up through your wonderful use of English language. Some of us are good at body language. You set it up through body language. Some of us are good at nothing. You set it up through nothing. It's fine. You understand? So, but whatever it is, you set it up based on your strengths. All of us have strengths. Cool. Okay, now these are the 5 points. Let's quickly recap. Topic: 80% of the audience should be able to relate to a topic. Second one, you have to convey some point to your topic. Third, come up with observation for the topic. And for every observation, you come up with the example. There's a fourth one. And the fifth one is the setup and twist. Now, the question is, where do you apply this setup and twist? You apply this setup and twist to the examples which you have come up with. The observations need not be funny. The examples need to be funny. That is the reason examples have to be written and rewritten again and again until they become funny. You don't check observation. You change the example if it's not working out for you. You understand? Like, for example, a lot of times when I come up with this, okay, online shows, how can I tell people that online shows are tough? And I might have come up with like 10, 15 examples, but I would have only taken some 2, 3 examples which worked for me consistently. So I will only tell those examples. Right? Like, let's say, for example, there's this one particular thing which I keep telling. I've done engineering, I got 84% attendance. So if you see, like, there's a slight gap between setup and twist, and people, oh, I got 84%, oh, he looks like an intelligent guy. And the moment I say attendance, oh, stupid fellow, he's like us only. You understand? So the voice in your head is actually making you laugh. So the setup and twist, when you set it up and before you give the twist, the voice which runs in the audience's mind, that is what makes them laugh. Cool? Okay. Now, I'll pause here before I go to the next segment. Are there any questions till now?
I have a point to the audience. I want there is someone with name of Obama. Can you please recognize yourself? I could see 2 comments. I don't know, bro. You look like Indian Obama and Bakwas Fellows. I don't know. There is a twist also here.
No, no, that is not my fake account. I think that must be KK. Yeah. There's one A director KK. I think that guy is only doing all these things. He generally comes to my shows also and does the same thing. Like, he comes up with some different. One time he came like a Bill Gates, you know.
Okay, he has unmuted, he or she.
Yeah. Where is he?
Yeah, I mean, the reason I
KK, you are only?
No, the reason I posted those observations were out of love for RSM. You know, he makes lovely jokes.
Thank you, Obama. But who are you? Where is Michelle? I think Obama is like speechless now. Fine. Okay, yeah, we'll continue with the session, Lokesh. Thank you for the distraction. It was very nice of you. So I was in flow. Okay, fine. So these are the 5 points. Now going to the next 2 points, which are probably most debated in Toastmaster circles also, which is what about the body language and voice modulation, man? And a lot of people, they think humorous speeches means you have to go on stage and act funny. Like, they come up with a unnatural body language, which they generally don't do all those stuff, you know. But they do that, you know, because people think that's how humor is produced. But I'm telling you, whoever you are, whatever your strengths are as speaker, humor is all about technique. You know, it's not about body language and voice modulation. I can give you one example. There's one comedian called Mitch Hedberg. Is probably one of the greatest stand-up comedians we had. I'm saying we had because he died at a very young age. But when he was alive, he was the most celebrated comedian ever, Mitch Hedberg. You can see his videos on YouTube. The speciality of Mitch Hedberg is he goes on stage and you could clearly see He's wearing goggles because he's scared of the audience, and he doesn't look at the audience. He keeps looking down. His hands are shivering while holding the mic. His legs are shivering. But he did 1 hour special for HBO 2 times. So which means there must be something else which is working for them apart from body. What is that which is working? The content is working. At any given point of time, content is the king. So if you believe in your content, you don't have to worry about your body language and voice modulation. Like a lot of people like Abdul Kalam as a speaker. So he doesn't have body language and voice modulation. He stands behind a podium and speaks, lectern and speaks. But still, he is a great speaker, right? Why? Because the content. If you believe in your content really, it doesn't matter your body language and voice modulation. I know it might matter in winning a contest in Toastmasters, but hey, winning a contest in Toastmasters is not everything, right? There is life outside Toastmasters. So, and I know a lot of stand-up comedians themselves who are extremely funny, but they don't do anything extraordinary with respect to body language and voice modulation. But I have seen in Toastmasters where somebody would give a suggestion, oh, you have to use the stage. And some people, they keep walking on the stage. I saw one speaker for 7 minutes. He walked at least 120 kilometers. Thank God the speech was not for 45 minutes. He would have reached my hometown. You understand? Just because somebody said, wow, you have to use your stage, you can't sleep on stage. Relax, man. You understand? So sometimes it happens. So you don't take it literally. And Toastmasters also very clearly tells the body language and voice modulation should be natural, organic. Now, what do they mean? How many of you got angry here at least once in your life? Because I don't get angry usually. Okay. When you got angry, you did not think about which words to use, which finger to point. You did not think all those things, right? It came naturally, right? So that is the thing. You have to learn from your anger. So the point is, when you give a speech, stay in the emotion. Whatever the emotion of the speech is, stay in that emotion. Be completely one with the emotion. And the voice modulation, body language will automatically come. So just go on stage. And whatever the emotion the speech requires you to be in that emotion. As simple as that. I'm sure right now I'm blabbering a lot of things, but I'm just in the emotion, man. And I did not practice all these things yesterday night. Because I'm in Kottagudam. If I practice all these things, my dad will slap and say, why are you shouting at random vacuum? Shout at your laptop, you understand? So, but the point is, stay in the emotion. Okay. Now, the second thing which I want to talk about is a lot of times when you give humor, some people say, hey, naturally, I'm not funny. I'm not funny off stage too. But can I be funny on stage? Oh, definitely. People won't expect that you can be funny. So that will work in your favor. I've seen a lot of people in Toastmasters itself. Off stage, they are very serious. Like there was one time they went on stage, they give a speech, we were mind blown. What? This guy can be funny? Where is he hiding till now? And then somebody came and said, oh, he was a district officer. Oh, achha, that's where he was hiding. Okay, fine. And then, okay, sorry, sir. I think I'm taking too much on district officer. It's fine. Okay, so that's what, and I'm sure some of you remember Venkata went up to district level in humorous speeches and he got 3rd place at the district level. And when Venkata gave humorous speech, a lot of people at HTM, I think they just were mind blown. They were like, what? Venkata is doing all these things and he won at club level, area level, division level and district level, he got 3rd place. So sometimes it just happens. Of course, Venkata is funny off stage also, but I'm just saying sometimes don't go by the impression which you have about yourself or others have about you. Just try it once, okay? So that's my session till now. So we'll just quickly, yeah, Dr. Prasad is also a district humorous speech champ. And I'm amazed. I have to tell you this. In Hyderabad, we started something called stand-up comedy competition in 2012. And we were hoping that we would get some people who are interested in stand-up comedy. And probably we would form a team and then we would take the stand-up comedy scene forward. This was in 2012. And we competed, like we had this competition. There were like some 8-9 people, all new people who have joined. And Dr. Prasad also pinged, can I also be part of it? I said, of course, sir, you can be part of it. And Dr. Prasad won that competition. Though he did not become a stand-up comedian, I think when he won the competition, all of us were like, what? We were hoping for a youngster, and Dr. Prasad, at that time he was a youngster only, but still, like he won the competition and we were all surprised. Then we realized,
Rajashekar, may I interrupt?
I disqualified. I went 1 second overtime. I disqualified actually.
But you won, sir. Like you won the competition. So technically you are disqualified, but that's okay. I think we had to disqualify you.
Raja, even I won, but you disqualified me because I was not a youngster even there.
Now I think all of you are doing a propaganda as if I only encourage youngsters. No. But Sureka, but Sureka ma'am also went to humorous speech competition like division level. Right? So like it just, I think you guys should just try. So that's my whole point. Let's quickly recap. Point number 1, topic selection. 80% of the audience should be able to relate to your topic. Point number 2, you need to have some point to convey through your topic. Point number 3, come up with observations for every topic you have selected. And point number 4, for every observation, come up with example. Point number 5, a joke structure is setup and twist, and you apply this setup and twist to the examples of the observations which you have come up with. And you have to keep perfecting this example. And throughout these 5 steps, one thing which is very common is talk to somebody, not just Toastmasters. Talk to your mentor or talk to your friends, colleagues. Keep telling them, keep asking them, bombarding them. Like I keep talking to so many of my friends. Some of my friends, like they blocked me also, but that's okay. I make new friends. So you just have to keep the process intact. Friends will come and go. Jokes will last forever, So you have to keep doing this. So that's my entire session. So till now, if you have any questions, you guys can ask me. Any questions? Anything related to anything?
Okay, so related to contest, can you just talk about the judges ballot?
Yeah. So judges ballot also covers the same points which I have covered. Speech development, which also covers the first 3 points which I have mentioned. And it also has the body language and voice modulation, which is just a 10 marks, I think. And then the English language. English language is also 10 marks. When I started off humorous speeches or Toastmasters journey, my English was very bad. Even now it's bad, but those days I used to feel a little shy about being bad. Now I'm shamed. But at that time, so I asked my mentor, ma'am, I don't think I'll score marks on this language part at all. And she was like, that's fine, Rajashekar, look at the other 90. So I always looked at the other 90. So the Toastmasters ballot, I think, though there's a ballot and it is there for objective reasons, at the end of the day, when they are marking the ballot, your goal should be, there'll be a 1 minute silence. No, there'll be a 1 minute silence, right? If in that 1 minute silence, if audience are not silent, then you would have delivered a greater humorous speech. And if in that 1 minute silence, audience are not silent, everybody is laughing, even though no matter who the judge is, while marking the ballot, he cannot be objective at all. I can write it and give it. So when I gave my district level, I won district level in 2011. So that speech was about marriage and passion, the conflict between marriage and passion. I was not getting married because I was following passion types. So the last line of that speech was, so ladies and gentlemen, so I'm not married. If you know any girl, please let me know. And because I'm a Toastmaster, I'll promise that in our marriage, there won't be any sex, religion, and politics. So this was the line. And when I said this line, in that 1 minute gap, nobody was silent. Everybody was cheering, hooting, and clapping. I was just the 3rd speaker in the lineup of 10 speakers, but I knew I was going to win that competition, and I won. So that's, I think, objectivity is there in the ballot, but I would not suggest you to take too much stress to look at the ballot and craft your speech. First, you craft the speech, and if you believe in the speech, I don't think ballot or winning at the end of the day matters at all. And most of the time, 90% of the time, people who win are the people who don't mind losing. What a line. I think sometimes, okay, fine. Any other questions? Sorry. Any other questions?
Rajashekar, it's not a question, but I want you to repeat that one. So what you said is a joke structure, right? The joke structure, which you said that will be based on the example of the observation.
It has to be applied to the example, the setup and twist. Like every observation will have an example, right? So you take the setup and twist and apply to the example. Like for example, my observation is people join from different parts of their house. And my example, which I wanted to give, there was one guy who was washing dishes. Now that itself is not funny, but if I apply setup and twist, then it might become funny. How it becomes funny? Okay, this guy is washing dishes. I give him full marks because he's going against patriarchy. Now that's a setup and twist, But you cannot join stand-up comedy while washing dishes, man. Like I am cracking jokes and you are doing all these things. Come on, you understand? So the setup and twist now is like it becomes little vivid, right? I am also showing how he's washing dishes and all, and he's laughing and he's throwing water on the screen. So all these things will become the twist. So like that, you have to apply setup and twist concept to the example. The examples have to be funny. Cool. Okay.
Rajashekar, just one thing. I feel that people might feel that body language and what do you say, voice modulation will not really make such an impact or whatever it is, but they do, don't they?
No, that's what I'm saying. So don't unnecessarily force if you are not going to get it. You understand? So my point is not to tell them don't use voice modulation body. My point is don't go extra mile or like where you like torture yourself to bring about some body language and voice modulation. So
because you have some people like Jim Carrey and all.
Where, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he's at extreme. So, but I can never be Jim Carrey, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
But I can never be like nothing without any body language. So I should be somewhere in between. So something which comes naturally to me, you know. So I think the criteria of the body language and voice modulation is that when you're delivering the speech, the body language and voice modulation should not take away the attention from what you're trying to say. That's the whole point of it, you know. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like try to find a middle path. Don't just torture yourself for voice modulation and body language. So that's the thing.
Okay,
so if I don't have, somebody says
okay,
Raja.
I have a question.
Yeah.
One-liner versus a para. Like in a speech, like if a 7-minute speech, I'm a little scared. I can't have so many one-liners so that it sets the tempo for a humorous speech. While I'm scared to have a very long para and then give a twist. Can you share your thoughts on that? How do I go about it?
So the Toastmasters manual itself, the guidelines for humorous speech itself suggests that it cannot be a collection of one-liners. So the one line which comes at the end of a point you are trying to convey will be definitely funny. But it cannot be just a collection of one-liners like Mitch Hedberg or somebody. And it cannot be a paragraph also. But if you're giving a huge paragraph, by the half of the paragraph, people would have like, fine, let's get to the next contestant, you know. So it has to be like a balance of both. That is the reason why the feedback is very important in humorous speeches, right? That's what I was telling you. A lot of people, what we do, the usual practice is that we write the speech, we memorize, and we deliver. So we don't write the way we speak. In humorous speeches, I think you should write the way you speak. Like if I am a person who doesn't use a word called doldrums in my real life, I cannot put it in the script that I will use doldrums today when I go on stage. So I'll just chuck the doldrums and I try to be natural, whatever bakwas fellow, whatever comes naturally to me, that I'll use. So you have to write your humorous speeches the way you speak. Cool. That is one. Second, you keep talking to your friends, colleagues, mentors. Use them as a sounding board. Keep telling them and ask them questions like, "Hey, how is this? Is this funny? Is this funny?" So, when I started in Hyderabad Toastmasters, also not Hyderabad, not your club, like in Hyderabad, entire Toastmasters community. So when I started off, we used to have a batch of like 6-7 people, Ishan, Manasa. So I used to keep talking to them every single time, like, you know, hey, how is this? How is this? How is this example? How is this joke? And after a while, they did not meet me for like 1 week, you know, but they were my sounding board. So even now I keep discussing with my fellow comedians. They are my sounding boards. You keep talking to people, because at the end of the day, when you deliver a joke, it should not come as if you've written that joke. It should come as if you're telling it as a kind of person that you are, you know. Yeah.
Okay,
Any
Dr.
other
Hemant, Dr. Hemant wants to.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Hemant.
Hi.
I hope you're practicing Vipassana every day.
Yeah. Rajashekar, I wanted to ask, most of the Toastmaster, they want us to relate it with the real life situations.
Yeah.
But whether it is possible to take a liberty to do a farcical or something completely imaginary line during humorous speech?
Yeah, you can. There's no rules with respect to humor. You can be completely ridiculous and still be funny. There's this one comedian called Andy Kaufman, who is not at all relatable with respect to real life incidents, but he's totally nonsensical, but he's extremely funny. You know, so it depends on your style, how easily, how naturally can you pull it off. You know, it boils down to that. As long as you make people laugh. while trying to confining to the structure of whatever I have told in the first 5 points. As long as you can make people laugh, any style would work. It could be tall tales or it could be relatable content. Anything will work. Now just try to confine to the structure. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, this is Rekha. See,
Yeah, I know, ma'am.
Can you talk something about the differentiation between tall tales and humorous speech? The reason I am asking
So
is
humorous speech
because
is
of the exaggeration.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And a lot of times in humorous speeches, people tend to exaggerate with the body movements, and it's more like a drama and a theatrics rather than the actual speech. So if you can just talk a little bit about it.
Yeah. So once again, the exaggeration is related to the content per se, not to the body language and voice modulation, both in tall tales and humorous speeches. Let's say, for example, if I tell you, the other day I was at Kondapur, Udupi Upahar, and I ordered upma. I took one bite and I looked up, and there's Aishwarya in front of me, and she is like just serving me sambar. I was like, Aishwarya, what are you doing? Why are you serving sambar? And she was like, oh, this is owned by my husband. Abhishek Bachchan is there cooking idli. So that's tall tale, which will never happen ever. Because I don't think Abhishek Bachchan will sell idli. Like if he might sell vada pav in Mumbai, but not idli. Like you understand, it will never ever happen at all. But a humorous speech could be something else related to the eating of upma itself. You understand? Whereas a tall tale is not necessarily about the real life things. Whereas humorous speeches are about this real life incident which everybody can relate to. You know, and when I tell about Aishwarya Rai is serving me sambar, you are not laughing at the relatability of it. You're laughing because what a stupid idea. So you're laughing at the stupidity of it. You understand? The stupidity also can be genius level stupidity. Then people will be wondering, wow, this guy is great, you know? So that's the main difference. The exaggeration is more to do with the content based exaggeration rather than with the body language and voice modulation. Again, going back to the same point which Dr. Prasad also said, you don't try to overdo it. Just try to be in your limits. Try to strike a middle path. So that's the whole point of it.
It has to be appropriate to the content is what you're saying.
Yes, definitely.
Showing emotions.
Yeah. I think one of the better tall tales I have heard in Hyderabad Toastmasters is there's this one person, I don't know now he's there or not, Mr. Khalid. I mean, he's alive, but he's not a Toastmaster. That's what I meant. Mr. Khalid, he gave one of the tall tales like long back in 2011-12, probably one of the best tall tales I have heard. So he was speaking about how he went to Mars and brought back a puppy which was lost in Kondapur. So that was the entire crux of the speech, but the way he delivered was fantastic, you know. Any other question? I'll take like maybe final 2-3 questions and then probably we can end the session. Or if we have time, I'm still at 35 minutes. Thank you, Abhijit. Timer or timer underscore Abhijit, whatever you would like to call yourself.
I would really encourage everyone to ask questions and get as much as possible, because this is a free session from Raja. Outside this, he'll charge. So please ask as much question as you can.
There you go. There is your first contestant. Twist. Set up and twist.
I thought this is a real thing, no? It's a twist. Okay, fine. I thought she's going to message me Google Pay some 1,000 rupees or whatever. So. Okay, any other questions, please? I know I'm crystal clear, but still you can ask.
Only 1,000 will not be appropriate from our part.
I know, Ajit, but what can we do? Concession for Toastmasters, you know.
You gave us only 1,000 rupees worth of education.
Wow. Now don't tell all those things now. I gave you 1 crore rupees worth of education. Okay, any other questions apart from roasting which is going on right now? Okay, so then we'll quickly recap and probably we'll try to end the session. The first line, obviously, the first point is topic selection. 80% of the audience should be able to relate to your topic. Second one, you need to convey some point through your topic. Third one, come up with observations, as many as possible, and keep talking to your friends, relatives, mentors, and try to select relatable observation. And the fourth one, for every observation, come up with an example. And the fifth one, the setup and twist, you need to apply to the examples. So these examples need to be written and rewritten over and over again until they become funny. So observations can be serious, examples should be funny. Cool. And with respect to body language and voice modulation, do your best, but try to stay in the emotion of the particular speech. And if you can stay in the emotion of the particular speech, then I think the body language and voice modulation is taken care of. So that's the whole point. That's the whole thing which you have learned till now. So if there are any questions, I can take one more, or else I can end the session here. And probably you can reach out to me via mail if you have any questions. So thank you so much. I hope it was a useful session for all of you. And it's very nice to be in HTM meeting again. Hopefully sometime soon in a live audience, probably. That would be really great. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Yashashri. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Raja. So if all of you have loved Raja's session, just write ILR, that I love Raja. Let's just give him the feedback. And if you want more from him, write WM on the chat box. And Raja, please share your social media handles. If you want to know people where your next live show is going to happen, please do so. For that, I'll give you 3 minutes.
Okay, my social media handle is Raja Mamidanna. So RAJAMAMIDANN. Oh, just spelling out.
Put it in chat.
Yeah.
Email
ILR, guest Bhavna Krishna.
Raja Mamidanna, that's my ID. So I'm there on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. So you guys can follow me for the shows. But thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Raja, for making us laugh on this cloudy Sunday. And we look forward for more such sessions. And I'm sure it's definitely very useful for all of us for the upcoming contest season. So thanks once again. So the education session ends over here. People can reach out to Raja as he has given a social media handle. Before we go ahead for the next session, that is our regular meeting, I would really like to take this honor that today is a celebrity day for TOSA, for HTM. Why so? Raja is of course there. We also have one guest, Krish from District 41. Is he still here? Yeah, he's still here. So, hi Krish, I thought that you were on mute.
Yeah, I'm on mute.
Yeah, hi.
I didn't get the celebrity part.
Yeah, I heard from Ajit that you were a roadie also and was a part of HTM.
Yeah, I was a part of it. Yeah.
So that itself makes you a celebrity. Sorry for that thing. So welcome, Krish. Thanks for joining from District 48. I hope you are in Kolkata right now, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. I am also from Kolkata. So whosoever is from that place, I feel very happy.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Happy
so much. So thank you. So we move to our next session. As I said, this is a celebrity day for us. So our next session is also by a celebrity. And who is he? I'll let you know. He won the Mr. India, Mr. International Asia, Mr. Intellectual in 2019-2020. And the most important, apart from this, he is a Toastmaster. He is an established Toastmaster in the District 98. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Saurav Tiwari. And he is the Toastmaster of the day. He's a guest Toastmaster, and today he's taking the role of TMOD or Toastmaster of the day for HTM. Welcome, Saurav, and the stage is yours.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Am I audible and visible? Thank you so much, Josh. So a very good morning to all of you. It's still 10:59. After listening to Raja for such a long time, it's making me feel that it's not just 1 hour, it's many hours, and the day has gone from morning to afternoon. So thank you so much, Raja, for sharing all these great details and making us laugh and having a great time within this educational session. This was like too much for all of us to absorb, and it was a great learning indeed. So thank you so much, guys. And now is the time to probably flip the coin and take the meeting to a second part, that is the normal meeting of a club. For people who are joining Toastmasters meeting for the first time or those who are guests, let me take the opportunity to introduce how a meeting flows. So a standard Toastmaster meeting in a club has got 3 sections. The first is prepared speeches. The second is table topics, that is impromptu speaking section. And the third one is evaluations. We will be having all this one by one. and I will be your host or your anchor for the day. I will be running the show with a theme called as Day One or One Day that you can see on the background. And you must have seen that in the poster and the write-up also that our VPPR has already released. So before I proceed, can I request all of you to please unmute and give a big round of applause to yourself and to everyone else for taking out time on a Sunday morning and coming to this meeting. Thank you so much. Motivating people that you lead is an asset to the organization. It may be your workplace, your house, and the family members if you are the head of the family or someone senior, to the people who are your friends within your friend circle, or it may be Toastmasters. Motivation, I believe, is directly proportional to the success of the organization you are leading. And this word motivation is not something that can be seen, that can be touched, or that can be felt. This is intangible, difficult to measure, and extremely difficult to control, but very easy to facilitate if it is done in the right way. It's all about the intention, the intensity, and the perspective. I will be talking more about this, and I'll be letting you know how being a right leader, motivating people in the right way, and changing their mindset, changing their thoughts, and motivating them in the right direction makes wonders and help people to decide right things on right time. And that's how selecting something in between day one or one day changes and makes big difference in the life. Before I do so, I would like to invite one of my very good friends who is the general evaluator of today's meeting. I would like to say a few words about this person. When I asked, what would you like more, day one or one day? He promptly said, it is day one. When I asked this question, what is the importance of motivation in your life? He replied, motivation is the push you need to move ahead even when nothing is working for you. The best learning from Toastmasters for him is the art of planning any event and time management. He loves it by heart, and he is our general evaluator for the day. With a big round of applause, let's welcome Toastmaster Harish and the team of role players for their introduction and to take this meeting ahead. Harish, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, all. As a general evaluator, I have the task of keeping a watch on the proceedings of the entire meeting from the beginning to the end. I will check how well the role players perform their roles and what improvements can be done. To help me with this task, I have a team of role players to help me evaluating this meeting. So let us invite each role player and ask them about their roles. So first, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Abhijit, the timer for today's meeting. So Toastmaster Abhijit, you can unmute and you can explain about your role and what are you going to do.
Yes. Good morning, General Evaluator, my fellow Toastmasters, and my dear friends. See, I'm a timer. What is time? Now, time is, most of the same will say that it's money. According to me, it's symbol of life. It's something which is constantly changing. So it's utmost important to manage time. And those who manage time well become successful and also become learners in their own surrounding. As a timer, I'll be timing table topics, I'll be timing prepared speeches as well as evaluation. I'll raise green card, yellow card, and red card for the speakers to manage their time well. Allotted time for prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll be raising green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. And a speaker, if he speaks less than 4 minutes 30 seconds or 7 minutes 30, or more than 7 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. Similarly, allotted time for tribal topics is 1 to 2 minutes. I'll be raising 1 minute. I'll be raising green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. Similarly, for general evaluation, I have allotted time of 2 to 3 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds, 2 minutes green card, 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow card, and 3 minutes I'll be raising a red card. For all the speakers, we'll have 30 minutes grace period to complete. Thank you. I hope the information. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhijit, for your introduction. Now I would like to call upon our R counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Shashank. So before your introduction, Shashank, I would like to ask you a question. Do you remember starting a new habit, and how did your day one look like?
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Did you see how I was trying to buy time when Harish asked me this question? And my role today as an R counter is to note such filler words. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times each speaker used such filler words so that you can keep an eye out for future meetings. Over to you, Mr. G.
Thank you, Shashank, for your introduction. Now I would like to call upon our English teacher for today's meeting. He is Toastmaster Vijayan. He is the word master grammarian for the meeting. Toastmaster Vijayan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish, and good morning, my dear friends. So today I'll be playing the role of a word master grammarian. This role has two responsibilities. The first, being a grammarian. As a grammarian, I will be keenly observing and listening to every speaker coming on this virtual platform and look out for good usage of grammar or not so good usage of grammar. As a word master, I'll be introducing a word of the day and idiom of the day to help the speakers improve on their vocabulary. The word of the day that I have chosen for today's meeting is an 18th century verb, lionize. This means to give a lot of public attention. It also means to treat someone as a celebrity. I'll give an example of usage first. After the Olympics, our sportsmen are lionized in every media as they deserve to be. Another example, Toastmaster Lokesh should be lionized for meticulously planning and executing every single meeting. So for any speaker who is coming on the stage, I encourage them to use this word of the day, lionize. And if they use, please encourage them by showing a thumbs up. The idiom of the day that I have chosen for today is think a world of. There's also an 18th century phrase, means to have an extremely high opinion of someone or something. It also means greatly admire someone or something. I'll give an example. I thought a world of my dad while growing up. Another example would be the old lady thinks a world of her cats. The children think a world of their new teacher. And whenever we all listen to Shashi Tharoor, we think a world of, especially for his vocabulary. And I just want to know how many of you would like to be called yourself Shashi Tharoor of the day, because whenever we listen to him, we get awed by his choice of words that he uses in a sentence. So just to challenge the speakers today, as a wordmaster grammarian, I just introduced a new word called the Shashi Tharoor for the day. And this word is only 29 characters long. It is an 18th century word called fluxinoxy-hilipilification. Tough to pronounce. My daughter pronounces it much better. I'll again pronounce it. Fluxinoxy-hilipilification. What does that mean? It means estimating something as worthless. Now I'll give an example of this. I'm very offended my friends' hilipilification of my amazing new vocabulary. I encourage you, anyone, to come and use this word of the day. If at all you use this Shashi Tharoor's word, I would just show a heart symbol to encourage you to use it more. If you want, can you unmute yourself and try to pronounce it once? So timer, can you show that flag with that has the word? Can anyone quickly unmute and pronounce the word for us?
Vijayan, can I try?
Yes, sir. You're more than welcome.
It is floxy-nosy-inhilification.
Very good. Good attempt.
He knows. He knows.
Good attempt. It's fun. It's just fun. Use it. Okay. And
Floxy-nosy-hillification.
Perfect, Jasho. Thank you. Yeah. So we all need to learn a new word each day. And if you think learning a new word each day is floxy-nosy-hillification, you're wrong, because you don't know when you will get lionized, or you might even be taught a word of a new vocabulary by someone who listens to you. See, in one phrase, I used all the three. I'll give my report as a word master grammarian at the end whenever GE calls upon. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijayan. Now we have one more role player who is on the behind. He is the Zoom master for today's meeting. He will take care of the proceedings. Toastmaster Sushil, would you like to introduce you?
Before that, timer, just stop sharing and spotlight Toastmaster Sushil. Thank you.
Thank you, Harish, for introducing me. But I really not felt happy about my introduction, because after seeing Rajashekar Mamidana, I changed my script all along. My role is that in typical Telugu language and everyone, it is called as photographer and videographer. So my duty is to record all the meeting, and I should show it on live. I should record the meeting, and I should spotlight everyone to look good. That is the role I am taking up, and it is not a single task I am doing now. Harish has mentioned me as a role player, but he didn't mention my name in the polling also. So I am feeling very bad about you, Harish. Please try to add me in the polling in the next meeting. Just for a twist, I am telling is thank you.
Thank you, got understood. Yeah, and okay, Sushil.
I'm going to launch the polls, and I'm going to launch the feedbacks links. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sushil. So I would like to thank all the role players for introducing their roles. In my earlier Toastmaster days, I used to do floxy-nosy-inhilification of evaluation or evaluation reports. I was wrong at that time. In my opinion, an evaluation is a must for everyone to grow further. Myself and my team will be back with our evaluation reports at the end of the meetings to help you with your evaluations. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Harish and all the role players. Guys, let's have a big round of applause for this wonderful team. Harish and team will come back on the screen towards the end of the meeting to share their feedback, their reports, and to help us know how have we been performing from the beginning till the end. Before that, it's my duty as your host of the day to take the meeting ahead. So before I start the first section, that is prepared speeches, I'll take a quick minute to share with you something about Herzberg motivational theory that I was reading before coming to this meeting. This gentleman, Herzberg, has identified a theory called as motivation theory for employees, which has got two factors in itself. And these two factors are the motivating factors and the hygiene factors. Motivating factors are the presence of motivating factor encourages employees to work harder, and they are the factors found in the workplace as a part of the culture. However, the second one, that is hygiene, is the factor, if not present, will discourage employees or the people you are leading from doing their best in the workplace or in Toastmasters, within your area of influence or wherever you are the leader. And so this is also something which helps you decide you want to go with day one or you want to wait for one day in your life. We will talk more, as I said, but now is the time to begin with the first section, that is prepared speeches. Today, because we had one wonderful educational session in the beginning, we have got two prepared speakers who have done their due diligence, their training, writing speeches, connecting with the mentors, and doing all the hard work before coming to this meeting and presenting their speeches. The first speaker is going to be someone who is presenting level 1 project 2. And before I call this speaker, I would like to request the speech evaluator to please come on the dais and share the speech objectives. The evaluator for speaker number 1 is none other than our president of the club and presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Jashoshri. So with a big round of applause, let's welcome Jashoshri to read out the objectives for my speaker number 1.
Thank you so much, Saurav. So speaker number 1, Amit Chaudhary, is giving his level 2 project 2, that is understanding your communication style. The purpose of the purpose of this project is the member, that is Amit, will learn about different communication styles and identify his primary style. The second purpose is second purpose is that communication style, once he identifies it, what is the impact on others as well as himself. So these are the two purposes of the project. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Saurav.
Thank you so much, Jash. So our first speaker, as Jashoshri has already confirmed, is Amit Chaudhary. When I asked him what is the importance of motivation in the life, he said motivation can get you started on a goal, a path, or a task, but the habits, the environment, and the perseverance are the things which help you reach the finish line. That is a wonderful thought, Amit. What is something that he has learned the most from Toastmaster? He says it is okay to make mistakes and mess up. You would get opportunities to improve and learn even after making the mistakes, which is a wonderful thought. And with no doubts, I totally agree with you, Amit. So let's welcome our speaker number 1, Toastmaster Amit. Amit, can you please check your audio and video?
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are clearly audible and perfectly visible. So Amit is going to attempt project 2 from level 1. Toastmaster Amit Chaudhary, full room of strangers. Full room of strangers, Toastmaster Amit Chaudhary.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Saurav. Few years back, I was working in South Asia on a project. And on a Saturday afternoon, I decided to step out of my apartment and again walk into a room full of strangers at a local meetup organized for expat community. I could do so because in my heart, I knew I'm going to be okay. And it is going to be okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Walking into a room full of strangers, talking to strangers, or public speaking, these were the activities which used to scare me and make me nervous when I was growing up. I was not gifted with an extroverted personality or outgoing nature. I only participated in 2 stage events growing up till my 10th standard, and our team won none of them at all. So you can imagine how nervous I used to feel participating and in social activities or initiating conversations. I used to be scared to walk. My legs used to tremble on a stage. From that nervous kid to the present me, when I was learning more about this project and when I found that how much I have grown, it struck me profoundly. From someone who was nervous to someone who thrives on social interaction and communication, how far I had grown. I love listening to people and their stories. I love listening to various challenges each one of us have. I love listening how you have grown, how you have changed over the last 10, 15, 20 years or more. how you were shortchanged at a New Delhi railway station when buying stuff, or how you felt unsatisfied when you were not able to bargain at a retail store. How driving on an Indian road, we could feel it's normal, and how the same very thing could freak or scare someone out who has driven growing up in a Europe or US. People's stories, they fascinate me. And I not only love listening to people's stories, but also sharing my own. I am blessed and I find myself at far more ease now when I walk into a room full of strangers, a room full of new people, a new social setting. My current self feel more confident and more at ease. The second important thing which I found is none of us have only one communication style. You would have a mix of different communication style. The secondary communication style which I have is supporting communication style. And I could recall that how over the last 10, 15 or 20 years, I have supported my family, friends and people near me in some of those situations where I got better at initiating conversation or communicating, such as going to a new place, visiting a new market, going to a doctor appointment, or participating in social and fun activities such as improv. Growing up and pondering on how I have changed and what are the things which have helped me. Today, I'm going to share 3 things which have helped me immensely in becoming better as initiating conversation and talking to people. The number 1 is be yourself. When you walk into a room where you don't know many people or walk into a room full of strangers, be yourself. Don't pretend to be someone who you are not. If you pretend to be someone who you are not, you would become conscious and nervous, and the depth and quality of your communication would go down, and you would not have genuine, authentic communication and conversation which help us connect with each other. Never forget that you are a unique and amazing human being with their own skill set and own strengths and weaknesses. So when you walk into a new situation or a new room full of strangers, be yourself. Number 2 learning I had is practice. Initiating conversation or getting better at communication is also a skill. And you can develop this skill over the period of time by communicating and in similar setup. For example, our Toastmaster community gives you a chance to not only speak in front of some known and some unknown faces and people, but also welcome you in an open and safe environment. Remember when you had your first table topic, when you walked first time on that stage and you spoke, how much you have grown, how much you have changed from that baby step of walking into a stage and speaking for the first time on a table topic. The learning number 3 I had is, it is okay to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes sometime when you initiate a communication or conversation with different people in different walks of life. In a recent wedding function, I mistook a person as one of my close friend, boyfriend, and end up calling him that how you couples are doing. Imagine my embarrassment when I came to know that he is not actually the boyfriend of the close friend. I made everybody uncomfortable there, but I wholeheartedly apologized and they laughed it off and it was okay. So when you're going to talk to different people or initiate communication, you are going to make mistakes. Remember, it is okay to make mistakes. The only thing you should do is accept it and apologize if you have hurt anyone in the process. In conclusion, recapping the 3 things which have helped me: be yourself, practice, and it is okay to make mistakes. So next time when you walk into a room full of strangers and feel nervous, remember you are connected to other human beings and all of us in more similar ways than you might have realized. So take a moment and walk into that room with a confidence and smile. And I'm 100% sure you are going to do well and you are going to be okay. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Saurabh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amit. What a wonderful speech. And I must say, I am lionized with the way you have delivered your speech. May I request everyone in the audience to please unmute yourself and give a big round of applause to my speaker number one, Toastmaster Amit. Thank you so much. So now is the time to change the gears and to see who has got the second spot on this first section, that is public speaking. My second speaker for the day is...
For that, can we, sorry to interrupt, can we just take a minute to give feedback to Toastmaster Amit? The feedback links are in the Zoom chat.
All right.
Just a timer just show a flag at less than 45 seconds. Sorry, Saurabh, just to interrupt.
No problem, Toastmaster Vision. Thank you so much. I thought I need to collect feedback at the end of the second speech. No worries. So I request everyone in the audience to please check the chat option in the Zoom app. There is a link that you can use to share your feedback. It may be a one-liner feedback, two-liner, or whatever you want to share with my speaker number one. Please take a few seconds and give your feedback.
Okay.
If you are not speaking, you can go on mute.
Okay, sure. Good.
Zoom Master,
okay.
treat Thank you so much, Zoom Master.
45 seconds over.
All right. So those who are yet in the process of typing their feedback, comments, observations, you may continue to do so. I would start with my second speaker, who is Toastmaster Ajit. When I asked Ajit what is the importance of motivation, he replied a wonderful, very crisp and impactful line. Inspiration is the breed for aspirations. This is what keeps you going. Asking about his best learning from this community, Toastmasters, he said, the bonding globally with like-minded people who want to be the best version of themselves is the most amazing feeling, and I can't agree more. You have nailed it, Ajit. Before I welcome Ajit to deliver his speech, I would request speech evaluator for Ajit, Toastmaster Rohil, to please come on the screen and talk about the objectives for his speech. Toastmaster Rohil.
Thank you, TM Modi. Toastmaster Ajit is attempting his L2P3 project. The purpose of the project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Toastmaster Singham, you got 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohil. Zoom Master, can you please spotlight Toastmaster Ajit? Ajit, you are visible. Can you please check your audio once?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. All right, so let's welcome our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Ajit. Speech title, Toastmaster Singham. Toastmaster Singham, Toastmaster Ajit. Over to you.
The cop stopped the car as it came towards the crossing. He looked inside and said, "Sir, up, please go." Sir, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is exactly how I thought my call, the next call that I was supposed to make, would go. My call was to Dr. Prasad, my mentor, to whom I have just submitted my speech yesterday. I called him in my best of moods. I had given a good speech and I was expecting accolades. Dr. Prasad, what is this crap you have sent me? Doctor, have you got the right speech? Maybe I sent you a draft. Is it 2 pages long or 10-minute speech that you want to deliver in 5 to 7 minutes? Dr. Prasad, Can we meet tomorrow over tea and we can discuss this? Friends, I was shell shocked. I just had no words. It was the best speech I could have written. And Dr. Prasad invited me for a chai pe charcha. Mind you, there's been a long time STM tradition that we've been following. The next evening, Dr. Prasad told me how I should create a speech outline. He taught me that the audience is not expecting to hear about you. In my speech, I had spent a lot of time on an insignificant episode, and there was just no conclusion towards the end of the speech. Dr. Prasad taught me how the focus should be on, you could have a focus on what happened, but the larger focus should be on what are the learnings from the process. Dr. Prasad taught me to focus on WIIFM, what's in it for me. It's the audience who's attending your speech and what are the specific takeaways they are going to get from your speech. And that has to be clearly mentioned in the outline. Lessons learned. My ego was bruised and smashed, but I had learned my lesson. Over time I came to realize how lucky I was to have Dr. Prasad as my evaluator. Shortly, we were supposed to have another meeting for an interview I was supposed to give. I feel like a celebrity already. But then, it was just an interview for STM Herald and Rameshwar, Rambo, as we used to call him lovingly. He was also a journalism student. He decided to conduct an interview. So Dr. Prasad, being the committee member on the PR team, also volunteered to be available at the meeting for the interview. And we all decided, Dr. Prasad set the tone. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow, Minerva, Somajigoda. So you see, it was one more chai pe charcha session. And we all met next day, 7 o'clock. As soon as Rameshwar walked in, I welcomed them gladly. We ordered some tea. We started talking about my day in office. I think Rameshwar also shared about why he had skipped lunch that day. And we were chatting away aimlessly when Dr. Prasad intervened and said, it's 7:15 now. If we have wasted enough time, can we start talking about the interview? Rameshwar was taken aback. So was I. But we gladly said, okay, let's go about it. Dr. Prasad asked Rameshwar, where's your pen and paper? Dr. Prasad, I just came back from the office and so you don't have pen and paper there? Okay, what are the questions you want to ask? Rameshwar was not prepared. He said, we can have a conversation and we can probably kind of, I'll convert it into an interview later. Dr. Prasad then said, we are supposed to be professionals, whatever we do. You cannot win a war without having a strategy laid out first. You are a journalist and you are without your ammunition. A journalist without pen and paper is like a soldier without ammunition. We cannot be so unprepared for conducting an interview, and he let us know that we have to be doing much better at whatever we do in life. We kept silent for a few minutes, but we realized what he said was right. Then we organized ourselves. We had an interview. That interview was, by the way, also reproduced in the STM Herald. And even today, Toastmaster Rameshwar still remembers that Man Ki Baat session, Minerva pe Man Ki Baat session, lovingly refer to it, even today. Friends, the next episode that I remember from our association has got a slightly different ending. One day, Dr. Prasad, myself, and Venkata met over another Chai Pe Charcha session at Kshetra. While we were just settling down, Dr. Prasad started talking about our Toastmaster journey and slowly said, why don't you guys give me some feedback? Actually, myself and Dr. Venkata had planned to call Dr. Prasad because just the previous day he had sent a mail out to all of us, a couple of us, and we are not pretty happy with the way he had worded it. So it was time for feedback. He asked for it and we gave it to him. Venkata told Dr. Prasad, Doc, we like your candid observations, but we do not like the way you express it. We love the fact that you do some blunt speak, but at times it could hurt people. Me and Ajit, referring to me, he said, both of us know you so well, we do not doubt your intentions. But at times, blunt speak can hurt. Dr. Prasad was not so expecting this at all, and he said so. I said, I don't think I was expecting this, but I take your feedback. I understand, and I'll try and change myself. On that day, the gentle Dr. Prasad became the gentle Singham of the club. And in fact, today he gives critical feedback, but it is far more mellowed down. I'd like to tell you all that mentorship is a two-way process. We learn life lessons in a mentorship relationship. Dr. Prasad learned something from us. We learned a lot. All of us, me including others also, have learned a lot from Dr. Prasad. It's a two-way relationship. I hope each and every one of you also savor that dish of mentoring in the Toastmaster journey. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. This was a wonderful speech. And I can think a word of your Toastmaster mentor because you have given a lot of wonderful explanation. Thanks, Toastmaster Ajit. I request everyone in the audience to please unmute and give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Ajit for lionizing us with Singham in the Toastmasters. So without fail, this time I request everyone to please use the link shared.
We have Singham, Dr. Prasad, I think in the audience also, we can spotlight him for a minute.
Yeah, sure. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, sir. Nice attending your session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Would you like to share any one-line comment, any commentary note for the speech, being the mentor? Of the speech?
I don't remember some of those things. I think they're better forgotten. But yeah, I mean, like we've had some good times, and I guess some of the some things we could speak more freely because we are so close. Ajit, myself, Venkata, they're such good friends that we take it in the right spirit. So I'm glad that he is still with me and and still my friend. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Even I agree. I have got the opportunity to meet Dr. Prasad multiple times. And every time I met, I realized he's a pool of knowledge. So Ajit, you have got a wonderful mentor and it was a brilliant speech. I request everyone to please check the Zoom chat box. There is the link. You can use the link and share your quick feedback with the speaker number 2, Toastmaster Ajit. You have 30 more seconds to do so. Timer, please show me a red card once additional 30 seconds are over.
Also, timer, can you confirm if both the speakers qualify for voting?
Timer is on mute.
You are on mute. Yeah.
Thing is, 30 seconds is over, and I'm afraid TM Ajit has disqualified. He has used 7 minutes 51 seconds.
Okay. All right. So I don't think we need a voting because we have only one speaker. All right. Thank you so much.
You can stop sharing, Abhijit, the screen.
Thank you. All right. So those who are still in the process of typing their feedback for the speaker number 2, you may conclude that, take your time. I will continue with the theme. I was talking about Herzberg theory of motivation, and I said that there are 2 important factors. One is motivating factor and one is hygiene factor. Motivators that fall under the category 1 are recognition, growth, achievements, the work itself that the people are doing, the responsibilities that they get and they enjoy performing, and more things like that. On the contrary, under the second category, that is hygiene, the few things that play a very critical role are security, the policies of the organization with which you are associated, the compensation, it may be the salary if it is workplace or something else that you are getting as incentives, perks, recognition. Like in Toastmaster, we get a lot of things. The work condition, there are conditions at times to perform the work, and the kind of manager or supervisor or the leaders, like Rajashekar said in his session, the area director, division director, tribe, and many other people under which you work and the way you deal with you. So these are the hygiene factors and they play a very critical role. Making a combination of these two factors, there are 4 statistics which are involved. First, high hygiene, high motivation. Second, high hygiene, low motivation. Third, low hygiene, high motivation. And fourth, low hygiene, low motivation. I'll touch all of that in the second part of the meeting. But now, because you guys are sitting here for a very long time and you must be looking for a break, so I take a quick break of 5 minutes. It's 11:41 as per my clock. We will reconvene at 11:46. Please do not disconnect the Zoom meeting. You can keep your audios and videos off and make sure you are back by 11:46. Thank you so much. See you after the break. Toastmaster, do we need to record the break?
Yeah, we can continue, no issue.
Okay.
Thank you, Lokesh. In this break time, we would love to interact with our guests in the room actually. So I'm from the list we have the first guest who joined us today is Jay Elani. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Hello, Jay. Would you like to say hello and introduce us and tell us more about yourself?
Hello. I've been to this meeting before. I might not know that most of you know me. I am Jay Elani. I am 18. I study BBA in OU currently, and I aspire to be a good communicator, and that's the reason I've joined this team.
How do you find the meeting, Jay? How was your?
Yeah,
how
like
do you find that actually?
I enjoy every meeting here. Like, I am not flattering, but I admire speakers here, how confident they are with their speeches. One thing that I really like here is no one's judging me here. There's a room for learning here, and everyone knows that it is okay to be nervous for the very first time when you speak here. Everyone allows and encourages me here. That's one thing I like about this meeting.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for sharing that. Love that comment actually. Now I would like to head to the second guest who joined us today early is Muralidhar Naik. Hi Murli, are you there actually?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm here. Hello, everyone. I didn't think that I was first few among the guests today because I joined little 10 minutes late. 9:30 I usually join. It feels good. So I'm building a fintech startup along with amazing team. I have been attending Toastmasters for quite a while, and I have been learning. Today's is interesting one because humorous speech, some of the fundamentals of any speech craft. I think it is a learning experience for me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to looking forward to take active role in Toastmasters.
Thank you, Murli. Thank you for sharing that. The next guest on our list is Praveen Kumar. Hi, Praveen. Are you there? Maybe Praveen is not here. Probably then I'll move out to one of the Toastmasters who's visiting us after a long time. Is Toastmaster Krish. A few words from you actually then.
Amit. Amit.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Kiran Mai here.
Okay.
May I just bother you for a minute, please?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, Krish. I would like to request everyone, the Toastmasters and the guests who are interested, just drop your name in my personal chat room so that I can just go ahead and then quickly pick your name for the table topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kiranmai, for sharing that. I would now head over to our Toastmaster Krish to say a few words before moving on to our next guest speaker, actually.
Thank you, Amit, for this opportunity. It's just wonderful to be here, and I missed the last one, but this one I got to know that Ajit is speaking, as well as you had Hyderabad's Vin Diesel, so I came over. And today the bonus which I got was I saw Dr. Prasad here, so all the more wonderful to be here with you guys. Thank you very much. I'll hope to join as much as possible. Back to you, Amit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krish, for sharing. So I would quickly head over to our next guest. Hopefully the last one for today is Bhavani. Am I pronouncing it correctly? And is Bhavani there actually?
Yes, I'm there. You are pronouncing correctly, Bhavan.
Would you like to say a few words, Bhavani? How did you find it, the meeting? How you ended up at those Hyderabad meetings, and how was the experience here?
Hi, this is Bhavani. I think you can see me.
Yeah.
I'm working as in the field of marketing. So this is my very first introduction to the meeting. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can hear you.
Hi. And first thing I like about the Toastmaster is, instead of judging, you people are evaluating. That I like very much. Why? Because for the next class we can improve using that evaluation process and the feedback process. That is the most thing I like here.
Thank you, guest Bhavani, for sharing that. Timer, do we have more time?
Yeah, no. We have crossed 5 minutes 30 seconds. We have already crossed. We can. Yeah.
Then I'd like to pass the meeting back to Toastmaster of the day, Saurabh. Over to you, Toastmaster Saurabh.
Thank you so much, the VPPR of this wonderful club, Toastmaster Amit. Can you confirm if I'm audible and visible? Thank you so much. So once again, welcome everyone back after the break, and let's continue with the meeting. The theme is one day or day one. We have discussed a lot about it, and we are trying to go deeper in the thought process. How can we motivate ourselves and motivate others to take the right decision, whether this is the time to take the next step, or we need more time and we need to wait for that one day in life. So I talked about the 4 different categories or 4 starts: high hygiene, high motivation, high hygiene, low motivation, low hygiene, high motivation, and low hygiene, low motivation. Let me take a few moments and share a bit more details, at least one liner about all 4 of them, so that you should not feel sort of told the categories but never told what are these categories all about. High hygiene and high motivation is the ideal situation where the leader, the boss, the manager, or the head of the family is able to lionize your efforts and would want to achieve something together. He wants to give you the right direction, right guidance. All the employees are happily motivated, and there are very few grievances, that is the miscommunication or the gaps in between the leader and the members. High hygiene and low motivation. In this situation, employees have very few grievances, but there are also not high motivation all the time. A few examples of this situation could be: employees are paid well, but the work that they are doing is not something very close to their heart. Employees simply collect their incentives, their salaries, their paychecks, and they leave. And in this situation, the motivation is usually low and the hygiene is obviously high. Category number 3, the hygiene is low, but the motivation is high. I know you must be thinking, how is it possible? But in scenarios, this is possible. It is a tricky one. Here, employees are highly motivated, but they also have numerous grievances within them. A typical example of a situation like this is when the work is extremely interesting. All of us in Toastmasters are always self-motivated, no matter what we are getting. We love coming here. We love doing our work. and we love taking our learnings and takeaways, and we love to grow. Doesn't mean that external factors are going to hit our motivation or our intention. Likewise, when you go to work, not every time how your managers or your peers behave will hit your personal motivation. And then the last one is low motivation and low hygiene. I would expect this should not happen with any one of us. But as the word says, in this situation, it is obvious a pretty bad situation. Neither the employers or the leaders are motivated, nor the people are self-motivated to do something good. So we will talk more about this, but now is the time to take the next, change the gears and move to the next part of the meeting. And this is obviously the most fun and exciting segment, the table topic speeches. Most of you already know what it is. Those who do not know, I would say it is the section where you need not to prepare anything. Just come on the stage, take a topic on the spot, and say anything out of your heart that you love to speak. The best part is, whether you are a Toastmaster or you are not a Toastmaster, this section is open for everyone. The person who is going to take lead and run the show from here onwards until the end of this section is my very good friend, Toastmaster Kiran Mai. When I asked her, what are the things that motivate you? She replied, it's the fire with propel to do what we do in dreams and how to make our dreams convert into reality. In HTM, the best motivation plans and in turn, the place to motivate others is something that she loves most about Toastmasters and public speaking. So with a big round of applause, let's welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Kiran Mai. Kiran, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, dear Toastmaster of the day. And dear Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, namaste. As we all know, vitamins are required in minute portions yet play a powerful role in our body to grow and develop. They also play important roles in bodily functions such as metabolism, immunity, and digestion. There are 13 essential vitamins, including vitamins A, C, D, E, and K, and B vitamins. But today, we have had a vital dose of lesser known 14th vitamin, vitamin H, humorous vitamin. Table topics are sometimes called the humorous sessions, though I wonder why. It gets more sweating than any other part of the meeting. It helps members practice the art of improvisation and also help us think on our feet, fingers, arms, and every part possible. Yet, this helps us develop 4 vital communicational skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. In this session, you will be given a topic and you have a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes to just deliver your speech on it. And there would be a 30 seconds of grace period too. I shall provide you the ingredients in the form of topics. And all you get is 2 minutes to prepare your healthy Maggie that includes vitamin H. The most interesting part here is all the guests are also welcome. I already received few names. I'm so happy for it. Well, folks, are we ready?
Yeah.
Firstly, can I have a Toastmaster to volunteer, please? I already have the name of Surekha. So I request Surekha ma'am to come forward, please, to test the audio and video once.
I am here.
Nice.
You want to see me?
Yeah, clear and audible. Toastmaster Surekha, your topic is, if you bumped your car into someone else, but no one saw, what would you do? Toastmaster Surekha, If you bumped your car into someone else, but no one saw, what would you do? Do not miss vitamin H here. Over to you, Toastmaster Sureka.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I bumped my car into somebody else's car is what I'm guessing, because you said if I bumped my car into someone. So I hope I am not bumping into somebody else's. Having said that, if I bumped somebody else's car, first I would look around naturally. There is nobody else except me. So I would just see what damage my car has undergone. Then I will see what damage I did to the other car. And then if nobody else is looking around, then I would leave a note on that car saying that this is my phone number, this is my car, and you, while reversing the car, you forgot to put the gear and you put your gear in reverse while I was driving, your car bumped into my car. So this is my number, please claim your insurance and I hope to get my car repaired. So, and just then the owner came and saw me writing the note. So I had to tell him that he forgot to put the car in neutral gear and actually he put it in reverse gear. So that's my story. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Wow, Toastmaster Sureka, you're the line eyes. Awesome. You're really honest, and you're able to just give your apologies to them in a right way. That's appreciable. Let's move on. Now we have the guest, Ratan Kumar. Are you here? Guest Ratan Kumar?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please. Yes, Ratan Kumar. So your topic is, if you could be invisible for a day, what would you do? Guest Ratan Kumar, if you could be invisible for a day, what would you do? Over to you.
I've been imagining for the day and for an hour, if not for a whole year, to be in a situation where I am invisible. That will be the most wonderful moment or day or year in my life. And if I given a bonus, so I will first look into the mirror to confirm. So good morning to everybody. I'm Ratan Kumar and I'm here for this topic. There are wonderful things to do around when you are invisible. And the first thing which comes is to see the possibility that what is the things you can be done by being invisible. You think of the terrorist, you think of many bad elements in society. So can you do those, erase them? Because there are many advantages of being invisible and taking care of them. And this invisibility can lionize you by doing so many wonderful things. And you can always think the world of greatness in which you would like to jump into and do wonderful things. You would like to also to do some the whims and fancies which you would have missed in your life, to fulfill them in those moments and in those hours. And there are so many things you can do by invisible. You can go to the store, check up the things which you could not now afford to do it. Of course, it's not to steal it, but you can always have like you go into the car. If you are having thinking of some luxury car, you can just go into, check there, have some drive, park them back. You can meet some of the great leaders and quietly go observe their bedrooms, observe their personal area, what they do, what their habits are. You can do wonders, and you can whatever in your desire, you can fulfill it, because there is no law abiding to you. But of course, you should respect the privacy of others. and that, of course, your morality will allow you for that. Certainly, my morality will not allow to go against my own things, those immoral things. There are plenty of things to do, and the list is endless. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guest Ratan Kumar. I wish your fair dreams come true, not those extra dreams. So thank you so much. And now we have really the Linus who has nominated his name, Mr. Prasad Garu. Are you here, sir?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me? I mean, can you hear me at least?
Yeah, it's audio is clear. Can you? Yeah, good. Your question is, I know this is a naughty one, but still, I wish you will take it in a humorous way. So this topic is for you. Your reaction in and out. I repeat, your reaction in and out when you encountered your first love at a temple visit with your wife. If you want, I'll give you one more topic.
So this is fine.
Oh, happy to hear.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Well, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's a very interesting thought. And I guess at first I'd be a bit taken aback. But on the other hand, first love is not my present love. So I wouldn't be too embarrassed to introduce my first love to my current one and say that this is a girl I liked once upon a time, and tell her this is my wife. And I think it would be very pleasant. It would be a moment for me to cherish, because I think the world of both of them, there is really somebody long back, and I have no problems with both of them meeting each other and probably even pulling my leg, talking about all my so many faults and criticizing me. That seems to be a common thing. Starting with Ajit today, it has been maybe because of my nature. People do pull my leg a lot, and they keep telling me this guy is like this. Oh, did you know he did this? Did you know? And stuff like that. And I wouldn't mind at all. I would actually love to hear them talk about me, even poke fun at me. And yeah, I think it would be good for a day I would enjoy with both of my best girls, and not in any other I mean, like, just as friends. And it would be a wonderful moment. I look forward to it. Muh mein ghee shakkar, aapke muh mein. Let's hope this comes true. But being an atheist, it may not happen in a temple. It's more likely to happen in a library or a restaurant or some movie theater. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Prasad Garu. You're very honest, took the topic in a very right way. And I wish it comes true soon in a library, or as you said, the other place. Super. I shall always think the world of you, sir. You're so great, Ajit, as for all of us. Now we have the next guest, Alia. Are you here? Guest Alia?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible. Request the spotlight on Alia, please.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, now your topic is, I think this suits you. If you could only eat one food, like only pizza or only pasta or only just a curd rice or something like that. Okay. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you choose and why? Be wise. Guest Alia, your topic is, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you choose and why? Over to you.
Hi, my name is Alia, and if I could choose only one thing to eat for the rest of my life, it would be probably something healthy, because something which you could change with the time, like mix and match something. So it doesn't get boring after a while. Probably like a few vegetables, something.
Try, Alia. Just indicate one what you're saying with one food so that you're on a right track. One food and mix and match, right? Great going.
Yeah. Probably dal rice, dal roti, probably dal. You can't go wrong with dal. So yeah, I'll probably eat dal, I guess, for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Good try, good try. It would have been something like with mixed vegetables, like yeah, something. You would have tried that. But well, you just on the right track. Good to hear from you, Alia, being the guest. Yes, keep participating always. Table topics always helps us. We all went through it and still going on. We are in the journey.
Thank you.
Welcome. So do I have time to continue or?
I
We
guess
we can stop. Yeah. We can stop here, Kinmay. Thank you for the session.
Sure. May I request the timer to check, have everyone qualified so that we can vote for them?
Yes, everybody qualified.
Very good. May I ask the Zoom master to launch the poll, please?
Kiran, just a minute.
Oh, good. Always let's do remember that table topics masters, like table topics itself is a long-standing table masters tradition intended to help members develop their ability to organize their thoughts quickly and respond to an impromptu question or topic.
Thank you so much for that. If the link is getting time to generate, we can go ahead with the TMOD for the next session. We can launch the poll after something. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
can go.
Yeah.
Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Kiran Bhai. So guys, once again, I request all of you to unmute and give a big round of applause to our table topic master, Kiran Bhai, and all table topic speakers. Make a note, they were not prepared. They have done everything impromptu, and this proves that they know their day one is today and they are self-motivated. So now, because I have already touched my theme, I would like to take few quick minutes to talk a bit more, and then we will proceed with section number 3, that is evaluations. To change your one day to day one, there are two types of motivation. One is intrinsic, that is within you, and the second
Can
one
we
is
change the spotlight? Sorry to interrupt. Can we change the spotlight?
Change the spotlight.
Zoom Master, you can spotlight me. I hope I have been audible.
Thank you. Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vision. All right. So there are two types of motivations, intrinsic and extrinsic. As a leader, you need to understand the fact that not all the people within a team or within a community are clones. They are individuals with different traits. And so motivating your people in the right manner will need to acquire a deeper level of understanding of different types, different ways of motivation, and merely having a title of leadership will not make you a good leader for everything that you are doing. What is intrinsic motivation? This means that an individual is motivated from heart to perform something good. He or she has the desire to perform well at the workplace or in the system because the results are in accordance with the belief system. On the contrary, what is extrinsic motivation? This means an individual's motivation is stimulated by the external forces. It may be rewards, recognition, the way you treat your people, and a lot of factors which are available around us. Some people may never be motivated internally, but only external motivation would do a lot of wonders by taking things to the next level and by motivating your team under your leadership. By doing all these things, you have got the great zeal, the great stamina to convert that one day which is not coming into day one, which is right here, right now. We are going to motivate a lot of people with a great set of feedback, observations, and compliments, and that is called as section number 3 in Toastmasters meeting, that is evaluations. With a big round of applause, I would like to welcome my partner in crime in planning of this entire meeting, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Harish. Let's have a big round of applause.
Thank
Harish,
you,
over to
Toastmaster
you.
Saurabh.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Saurabh. As I said earlier, evaluation is very much required for your growth. So I am back with my team for evaluation of speeches and the whole meeting for you. First of all, I would like to call the president of our club, Toastmaster Jeshwasri, to evaluate speaker number 1, Toastmaster Amit Chaudhary. Toastmaster Jeshwasri.
Yeah, hi, Harish, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible. I think we need to spotlight you. Yeah, now you are visible.
Thank you so much. A very good afternoon to everyone present here today, and in particular, Amit, to you. I would like to congratulate for completing your level 2 project 2, that is understanding your communication style. Today's evaluation, I would like to give you 2 things which was commendable in your speech and 1 recommendation. Room full of strangers. This speech was about you, about your story of change. The way you brought in front of the audience the story of your change in your life, what you were a few years back and how you are now, was really very motivating for me. You were not confident, you were nervous a few years back, but now you are confident and upfront. It was really indeed a motivating speech for me because I was able to relate it. I could see myself in you, how I was in front of the audience a few years back, and now how I speak in front of the audience currently right now. The second point which I felt was good or was commendable in your speech was the 3 tips that you shared with us. The 3 tips, how to be confident, be bold and upfront. These 3 tips will be very useful for me in crafting my next speech and whenever I come in front of the audience. Now I would like to come to you for the recommendation part. When you shared these 3 tips, if you could have given 1 example from your own life, that is citing examples from your own life, that how you use these 3 tips to improve yourself, to become more confident from a nervous, shy boy to a confident, bold and upfront person, how each of these 3 tips in your life was useful for you, I think your speech would have been more convincing and also would have, and how these tips would have lionized your story of change. This is what I would like to bring in front of you. In summary, I would like to say that this particular speech of yours was a real life story with example before and after. And it was and it made it relatable to me and my personal growth story. While you were sharing your 3 tips, if you could have cited some more examples from your real life, it would have become more convincing and would added an edge to the speech. I would like to congratulate you once again for completing your level 2 project 2 and keep inspiring us. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeshwasri, for that evaluation. Now for this second evaluation, we have a Toastmaster. He is enjoying his retired life with family. Apart from Toastmaster, his days involve gardening, reading, music, and watching cricket. How good this looks like. I think he is enjoying a meditative life throughout the day. Let us welcome Toastmaster Rohil for evaluating Toastmaster Ajit. Over to you, Rohil.
Thank you, G, am I audible? Thanks a lot. Toastmaster Ajit. First, a little bit of a disappointment when I started listening to your speech, and all the time I thought you were Toastmaster singer. It surprised me there was somebody else who could probably be a bigger singer than you. A very, very relatable speech for all mentors and mentees in HTM today. It's a little old-fashioned relationship, I thought, between you and your mentor, Dr. Prasad. What did I take away from your speech? That it's a role and style of a mentor, which probably has gone out of fashion a little bit from what we see today. And the learning you must have gone through with him during your tenure over the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years, right? Second, I always believe that you absorb and learn from a tough boss, and not an easy one, or a hard as nails mentor. You may not enjoy every moment of your relationship with him, but you'll never forget what he taught you during your tenure. I'm sure you'll probably think the world of him even today, because you still have that relationship going, which is wonderful. And you even probably lionize him. Thirdly, feedback, which is the heart of the Toastmaster movement. I think it's the crux of learning and change. And it's so wonderful to know that your experience with your mentor, he realized it was a two-way lane to growth. And I'm sure you have grown from the time you started off, maybe 1.5 decades ago, if I'm right. What would I recommend? Listening to your speech, I wanted to know how much did you improve as a public speaker under the tenure of your mentor? How much did you really grow from the time you started to where you are? It would have been interesting to know that, because he is a taskmaster. That is obvious. But the results were also important. The second part was one big takeaway you will highlight during your tenure with Dr. Prasad. Just one. That would be memorable. In summary, I would say the three things I talked about in terms of what the style of a mentor, the real learning of a mentee, to absorb and learn from a tough as nails mentor, and the feedback, which was the crux and what kept both of you going together in that relationship, back and forth. The recommendations, as I said, how much have you improved over this 15 years or so, and one big takeaway in your relationship with him. That is all for me. I mean, it was a very smooth, well taken speech. I wish you would keep the time in mind yet again, which is important, which is something all mentors tell you about. Keep a watch on your time. Congratulations, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohil. Timer, both the evaluators are qualified for voting?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Zoom Master, you can launch both the polls for table topics and evaluator, please.
First, I am launching the poll for TT, table topic.
Yeah. Abhijit, your screen is still sharing.
Arish, is the poll launched?
Yes, yes.
Everyone, please vote. So Master, once we'll get 75 to 80%, we can close the poll.
Okay, Lokesh. We are still at 65%.
Yes, everyone, please vote for a best table topic speaker.
$73. Yeah. I think we can close.
Okay, I am launching Best Evaluator. Still, we need to have, we are at 65%.
Sushil, more 30 seconds and we'll close the vote.
Okay.
Toastmaster Sushil, I think you can close now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zoom Master, for launching the poll. So I will be introducing my team once again for a evaluation. Toastmaster Abhijit, you can give your timer feedback.
Yes. Let me share my time log. Yeah. Is it visible? Yeah. So
It's visible, but you are not visible.
okay. 1 minute. Start. Yeah. So, hello everyone. I have shared my time log, and I appreciate TM Amit, who has managed his time well. He has spoke for 6 minutes 51 seconds, and I congratulate guest Ratan, who has used the time to the brim, 2 minutes 30 seconds, or not a 1 second extra, not a 1 second less, and general evaluator. Evaluation, TM Rohil, he has used 3 minutes 19 seconds, which is also amazing. Hopefully this time log is useful for everybody for improving in next session and not treated as foxy-noxy hallucination. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhijit. Now let us welcome Toastmaster Shashank for his report of our counter.
Thank you, Mr. GE. I hope you will find my report useful to eliminate these words from your dictionary. And here is my report. Toastmaster Harish used 10 hours, 4 shows, and 1 like. Toastmaster Jashashri used 10 hours, 1 well, and 10 shows, 3 likes. And Toastmaster Saurabh used 6 hours, 1 well, 10 plus shows, and 4 likes, and 7 times but. Toastmaster Abhijit used 6 hours and 3 times knows. Toastmaster Vijayan used no filler words, kudos to you. Toastmaster Sushil used 1 hour and 1 but. Toastmaster Kiranmai used 3 hours, 5 2 well, and 5 shows, 3 likes, and but for 3 times. Toastmaster Rohil used 10 hours, 1 show, and 1 but, and 1 Toastmaster Amit used 1 hour, 3 shows, and 1 like. Toastmaster Ajit used 10 plus hours, 2 2 shows, and 5 times but. Toastmaster Krishna used 1 show and 1 but. Toastmaster Prasad used 7 hours, 1 well, 1 show, and 1 but, and 1 Guest Murli used 4 hours. Guest Bhavani used 2 hours. Toastmaster Sureka used 1 hour, 4 shows. Guest Ratan Kumar used 10 plus hours, 1 like, and 1 but, and 2 Guest Alia used 1 hour, 1 1 show, 1 but, and probably probably for 5 times, and 1 time. Here, this is my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster session. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Vijayan for his report of Wordmaster Ganesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish, and good afternoon, friends. Once again, I'd like to quickly share my screen so that I can read it out, the report through to you. Okay, so today's meeting was really, really good because in terms of the usage in grammar, let me first give my report as a word master of the day. The word which I chose, lionize, though it was an 18th century word, as per Wikipedia, the maximum usage of this word was in 2003. And today in our meeting, I think we used it 8 times. Thanks to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Saurabh, you used the word of the day twice. And Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Kiranmai, used it twice. I used it once in my example. Abhijit Timer used it once. And we have evaluators, both the evaluators using the word of the day once. The table topic speaker, guest Ratan Kumar, used it once. The idiom of the day is also very well used in today's meeting. It was at least 6 times used. Used by Kiran Mai, and then myself as in the example. Toastmaster Rohil used idiom of the day. Guest Ratan Kumar used the idiom of the day, and Dr. Prasad used it as well in the table topic section. The complex word which I wantedly throw it as a challenge, expecting people will use it to try and see if they can be as good as Sashi Tharoor. Thanks to Jasho and Harish, who pronounced it, at least attempted pronouncing it in the very beginning when I set up the example. But I'm pretty happy when I heard others also using it. Toastmaster Abhijit used it in his timer report, and I guess that's it. But having said that, not everyone can be a Sashi Tharoor, though we really love to be it. And I would encourage to learn such complex word and use it. But there's so many good usage of words and phrases throughout the meeting, starting from our presiding officer, highly accomplished with members' achievements. Nice phrase to use. Mesmerizing presence, noble profession. Nice words that used in your presiding officer's report. TMOD, you had a plethora of it. Felicitate, motivational theory, due diligence, perseverance, intrinsic and extrinsic, a lot. I've just noted a few here. General evaluator, your phrase, evaluation is a must for everyone to grow further. Awesome phrase, I liked it. And meditative life, the way you introduced Toastmaster Rohil was very also nice. Table topics, Master Kiran Mai, I should applaud you for your vocabulary and the way you pronounce and frame sentences. It's really good, something for us to learn from. I love the words like art of improvisation, vitamin H, that's quite creative and appreciable. So quite many words in your time as Table Topics Master. Our counter, keep an eye out for future meetings. Nice way of saying, look out for the improvement. Timer Abhijit, you also had a nice thing. Like time is a symbol of life, constantly changing and managing time. These were phrases that you used in your timer introduction. Speaker 1 and Speaker 2, again, a plethora of many good phrases. Toastmaster Amit, extroverted personality, tremble on stage, thrives on social interaction, fascinate me, pondering depth and quality of communication, genuine and authenticity of your communication. Nice phrases in that sentence that I heard. And Toastmaster Ajit, it is a pleasure listening to you with a lot of good words, especially journalism without pen and paper is like a soldier without ammunition. Nice analogy that you brought in your speech, right? Cannot win a war without having a strategy. Many more good phrases, Toastmaster Ajit. Toastmaster Jeshoshri, in your evaluation, you used good words like commendable, crafting my next speech, story of change, relatable, nice words to express your opinion. Toastmaster Rohil, absorb and learn from a tough boss, crux of learning and sharing, two-way lane to grow, taskmaster, nice words to use to evaluate Toastmaster Ajit's speech. An education session, also Toastmaster Rajashekar had plenty of good usages. I didn't notice everything, but what I liked, I noted it down here. Guest Ratan Kumar, being a first time in table topics, I liked some words, whims and fancies, respect others' privacy, morality. Nice word, choice of words in your 2-minute speech. Dr. Prasad, again, still amazing to listen to you always. Taken aback. The moment for me to cherish being an atheist, nice words indeed. Now, there are some areas where we all can improve in our sentences, vocabulary. So presiding officer, once you said a few sessions on evaluation, and also said a small session with us. That I felt could have been rephrased a little bit better, because we had only one education session on evaluation. So it's not few education sessions, it's only one. So instead of few, it's an education session. And instead of saying small session, say a small session on purpose by Toastmaster. I felt that phrase could have been better. Then Toastmaster of the day, when you spoke, I noticed you tend to speak longer sentences because you try to tie many sentences with ands. So just have a check on the number of ands that you use to tie sentences and making it longer. Instead, try to keep sentences shorter. That's only a suggestion, but there was no incorrect usage in grammar apart from that. So someone said, well, you are right on track. Instead of using 2 times well, you said, well, you're right on track, keep going, right? And someone said raising cards. You're not a Toastmaster, Abhijit, where you're not raising a card. It's not a physical meeting. You're just showing a green card or red card. So instead of raising, I felt the word showing would have been better. Again, someone said nobody and none of us. In that particular phrase of sentence, I felt that was redundant words to be used, could have been avoided. Interview was produced. No, I felt it was introduced. Interview was published in Herald, not producing it, it's publishing it. So I was actually engrossed in the education session. I failed to notice any grammatical incorrect usages from Toastmaster Mahmoudara. Apart from that, I found a lot many good usages. Though we are not all Sashi Tharus, I think we are striving to become better in communicating. That's a good sign of Toastmasters. Kudos to each one of you. Just give a long clap for everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster Harish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijayan. Now I am back with my general evaluator report. The meeting, Zoom Master has opened the meeting at before 9:30. That is when I joined the meeting. So appreciate Zoom Master Sushil. Sergeant at Arms opened the meeting at 9, exactly at 10 a.m. The guests were greeted well. Whenever a new guest arrived, he has been taken with warmth. And it was a very great education session from our own Vin Diesel of Hyderabad. So I love to watch his YouTube videos, and watching him live is an exciting thing. And yeah, all the role players have performed their duties very well, and I appreciate everyone for their support. I have few points for improvisation. One is we are seeing a lot of disturbance during a speaker is giving a presentation or thing. So we can check it on like muting all participants before going for a speech or by a report, so that we can take up going forward. Second is timing. So we overshot our time by 12 minutes at one point. Now I think we are still running out of time. This we can plan better for future meetings. A very interesting thing proposed by our Zoom Master, like Zoom Master is also like any other role player for this meeting. So including Zoom Master for poll is a good idea. I request EC to consider it for next meetings. Yeah, that is from me as a general evaluator. Thank you very much, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Harish, and all the role players. Guys, let's have a quick round of big applause for all of them. All right, so I'll take last 1 minute just to conclude the theme and to ensure that we have something today to take along with us as the learning from today's theme. How to make one day as day one. Motivation is a very important factor. It plays a very important role in the life of a human and helps us converting this one day to day one, that is today. Whether it is about improving ourselves or our team's performance. Motivated employee doesn't need to be told how to get things done. They take initiatives, they are eager to take up additional responsibilities also, and they are innovatives and they are go-getters as well. When the one day becomes day one, people usually ensure that there is a positive atmosphere around the workplace or around the community. It may be Toastmasters. Team members are happy, they feel safe at the workplace, they make sure the guests and the visitors are also treated very well, and people always achieve better results than their counterparts. The list is ongoing, keeping the time in mind. I sign off here, giving all of you a very strong suggestion. If the motivation is available outside, grab it. If it is not there, look inside, find your intrinsic motivation, and ensure that you need not to wait for one day to come in your life. The right day is right here, right now. All the very best. See you sometime again in any other meeting like this. I give the control back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Jasoshree. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Wow. Thank you, Saurav. That was indeed a very, very, very motivating session by you. I was not expecting so much of a high motivation from you. Thank you so much once again. So just since we are running out of time, we will very quickly complete the rest of the usual activities of the meeting. So Sushil, are we ready with the poll for best role player? That is role player 1 and role player 2?
Yeah, Jeshu, I am launching now.
Yeah, please launch it. So I would request everyone to be a bit quick and select the best role player. There are 2 polls in one voting slab, so please click in both the sections.
Just in the meantime, any feedback from guests?
So I would request Lokesh to announce our next meeting. It's a contest day, Lokesh. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon once again. Our next meeting is the contest for Hyderabad Toastmaster. It's a club level contest for evaluation speech contest and a humorous speech contest. So you all are welcome. And I request to members to take a part. I got a lot of nominations for both evaluation and humorous speech contest. So all the best to all of you. Those who are still thinking whether they should participate or not, just start preparing, send your nomination. And those who are very clear they are not going to take a part, take a role and witness that preparation of contest. And I'm sure you will enjoy, you will learn a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster Jasoshree.
Great. Thank you so much, Sushil. So Sushil, our polls are ready. I hope you can stop the poll and give the results to Lokesh so that we can prepare the certificates. So while Lokesh is preparing the certificate, let me conclude the meeting as well as give a vote of thanks. Our next meeting, as Lokesh said, it is on 12th of September 2020. We will start sharp on 10. This contest is only open to Toastmasters and not guests, but guests are welcome to witness this contest. Why we focus so much on contests? Because it's a good way to see what is the benefit of a Toastmasters freely. So therefore, we encourage a lot of guests to bring your families and friends to this particular day. And moving ahead, I would really thank that today is a Lioness Day for HTM. Why so? Because we are being surrounded by celebrities. Of course, Rajashekar is there, Saurav is there, but our very own Dr. Prasad is also there. So thank you, Dr. Prasad, for being today with us and participating in table topics. And also we had a member from District 41. And apart from Thank you so much, Dr. Prasad. And apart from that, you all lovely audience who actually took the pain of staying back from 10 to 12:30. That was indeed very motivating for us. So if you loved our session, if you loved our meeting, please write ILH. That is I love HTM. And I would like to come back. Say CM, that is come back. So if you all love this, please write it on the chat box, and it will be. And also at the end, we will share a meeting link. We'll share a link. If you have time, just write 2 more words about us. It will really be helpful for us. And also you can say bad things, no problem. It's a feedback for us. We are all very used to get feedbacks. Okay, so I guess Lokesh is.
Yeshu, I have launched the feedback link. They can use.
Okay, great. Yeah, you can use it. Take your time. You can use it. So I guess Lokesh is ready with the voting results. Yes. So please, Lokesh, share your screen.
Can we have a group photo also, Jashu? We have 24 people. We can have a good screen.
Yes, we will. After this, we will go for a photo.
Thank you.
Okay, friends. So result is ready, and here is the result for best role player segment 1 goes to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Saurabh. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Role player 2, Toastmaster Vijayan, Wordmaster Grammarian of the day. And then we...
Lokesh, I have a suggestion.
Yes,
Can you please hold a minute? I'll take a snap.
For?
Role players.
Certificate you are telling?
Yeah.
Sushil, I will share the certificate in a group after the meeting.
I would like to take the snap with Saurav as he is getting it.
Okay.
Am I visible?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Go ahead with next one, Lokesh.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Vijayan.
Thank you.
Sushil, once done, let me know.
Done.
So we have best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Surekha. Congratulations. Can I move forward, Sushil?
Surekha is not available. You can go ahead.
Okay. We have best evaluator, Toastmaster Rohil. Congratulations.
We had to
He's also...
leave early.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a best speaker, Toastmaster Amit Chaudhary. Congratulations, Amit. And here we close. Thank you so much. Back to you, presiding officer.
Thank you, Lokesh, so much. So we have come to the end of our meeting. We have got a few comments. Thank you, guests, once again. So I hand over the meeting to Sergeant at Arms. So before I hand over, just a few seconds I would like to take. If anyone has to share anything, any meeting announcement from the visiting Toastmaster, Saurav, Dr. Prasad, you have any announcement from your club, you can use this particular time to share about your club.
And nothing particular, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. So that brings us to the end of HTM's 356th meeting. See you on 12th of September on the contest day. Over to you, Sergeant at Arms.
Can we take a group picture?
Yes. We'll take a group pic. Yeah, please, everyone, whosoever is, can you please switch on your videos? Yeah. Thank you. Just a moment to take screen 2 as well. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. And over to you, Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you, Toastmaster HSC. It's 12:45. Yeah. So the meeting is officially closed. So you can stay for networking and any feedback. Thank you very much for joining.
Stop the recording and live Facebook Live. Yeah.
So guests, any questions if you have, you can ask here. We